Thank you for calling Homewood Suites downtown. This is Mary. How may I assist you?
Okay, Mary, how are you doing, first of all?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm glad that you're doing well because I was hoping you could help me out. I'm already a guest here. Everything is fine and dandy up here in the room, and I don't need anyone to come up here and touch any of my things or any of my doors or anything. But what I would like to do is, while I'm staying at hotels, one of the things that I like to do as one of my hobbies is to leave people alone. And I was wondering if there's any way you can tell me, like, which guests in particular would like to be left alone, and then I'll leave them alone even more.
I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I like to help people out, but sometimes people don't like to be helped out, and those people I just like to leave them alone. So I was wondering if, because I don't want to go around trying to help out people who want to be left alone, you know what I mean? So if you can tell me who all wants to be left alone, then I'll be sure to leave them alone, and I won't bother them or anything, because I don't want to mess with their privacy, you know?
Like other guests?
Yeah, or employees, or just anyone you might know. Because I'm not from this area. I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I'm not from this area. And I just don't. I'm traveling across, the United States and across the country both. And I'm just trying to help people, and I'm trying to leave people alone. And I just need to know which is which. So I just need to know who wants to be left alone, and then I can help them by not bothering them.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't know the guests personally, so I really don't know.
How should I meet them?
Meet them?
How? Well, in a way that's not going to disturb anyone, I'm thinking. Because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm a real good guy. I'm nice and all of that.
Sorry, I just have never had anybody ask this, so I really don't know how to help you.
Well, I've never been here before. I ask this question at every hotel that I stay at because I always like to help people and I like to leave other people alone. It just depends. Like it's kind of the personality type, like
right.
what kind of a day they're having. Stuff like that, and then that's how I know.
I would say with other guests, unless they bring
probably
up
try
a
to help
conversation,
them.
I would leave them alone. I don't know. I just think that.
Well, I need to know who to leave alone, though.
I would say other guests in the hotel.
Okay, well, like I'm saying, like room 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever it is,
I don't know.
Well, otherwise, I feel like I'm going to go around knocking and seeing if anyone needs any help, and I'm going to hit a couple of the guys who wanted to be left alone, and that's like the last thing that I want to do. I don't want to bother anyone who wants to be left alone.
I would just avoid knocking on anyone's door.
Well, then how can I help someone? So you don't have an answer for that. How am I going to help someone if I don't reach out to them and offer my help and just let them know, hey, do you guys, do you need anything? I'm good at tying shoes. I'm good at doing different on the computer. I'm good at getting the virus off the computer. All sorts of stuff, and I'm good at helping like that. And maybe they just need a ride. I don't know. And I got room in my car.
What room are you in?
Why does that matter? If we need to talk.
I was just curious because you were wondering what other rooms were. I was just wondering what room you were in.
Well, I don't want to be. I would like to be on the do not bother list, please. Because I just like to help people, but I don't like it. I don't need any help from any other people because I'm so good at helping them. So I don't want them to waste their. It's not that I don't want to have interactions and good times with people. It's just I'm so good at helping that I don't need anyone to help me. So then I should just go on everyone else's don't bother list. So then that they don't bother me and they can help someone else instead.
Gotcha.
Like what about you? What do you need? What do you need? Like what time do you get off of work? Do you have a ride home and everything?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, and like do you rent? Do you live at home, or do you like? I don't want to be weird. I'm just wondering if your furnace is clean.
I'm fine.
Well, because you can get in there in the ducts and you can sweep them out and stuff. And if you don't know how to do that, right. I don't know how either. But I'm willing to go on the internet and learn how, and I can help you that way. I'm saying.
I'm fine.
But I don't want to bother anyone, so I'll do is I'll go clockwise and I'll go that way, and then I'll knock on the doors and I'll say, hi, do you need help?
I would recommend not doing that. I would say people staying at a hotel generally want to be left alone. If you ask, I'm being honest.
Yeah, some of them need help sometimes. Like, because this one time this lady was like, how do you polish a boot? And I had to help her.
Right. But I think that they usually
she didn't know how to polish a boot.
If they need help, so I think that you're good to leave them alone.
Well, do you know how to polish a boot?
No.
Okay. Okay. It depends on the kind of boot. Like an army boot, you want to really get in there. On where all the threads are and stuff, and kind of heap on a lot of the shoe polish, and then you're gonna buff it down just a little bit, and then scrub it in hard with like a bristle brush, and get into all the cracks and crevices, and then you're gonna shine it down, and then your boots will be good to go.
So if you don't want to be bothered. How am I going to note it in your reservation if you don't tell me what room number you're in?
I'm already in the room, and if anyone bothers me, I'll deal with them myself. I have my own methods.
Okay.
They're defensive. Don't worry about that. They're all defensive methods, but they'll get the message. They'll get the message real quick that I don't want to be bothered.
Okay. Well, then I would just recommend if you want to help somebody, you could go outside the hotel, but I would say inside the hotel, most people want to be left alone.
Okay, so like at the doors then. I'll stand at the doors and make sure anyone needs help going in and out. Thank you.
Okay.
I love you.
Bye.
Well, you could say, I'm not trying to be weird, and I don't mean in a sexual way, because I don't even know if you're hot or not. So I wouldn't tell you that I loved you sexually until I saw your body. But I just meant like how Jesus loves everyone, because it's Christmas time. That's all.
Is this a prank?
Which part?
I'm sorry, but you're making me really uncomfortable.
Oh, are you Jewish? Because I didn't mean it like that. That's fine.
No, you're saying weird things to me, and it's weird. Like, you're making me uncomfortable.
Well, I'm a little high, but it really shouldn't affect you that much.
Okay, well then, you enjoy yourself. Well, I'm going to go.
I'm going to find someone to help, because I know there's someone out there who needs and I got a helping hand to give towards them. Okay?
Well, there's homeless outside. You can definitely...
Oh, I'll bring them in. I'll bring them inside. I'll help them find, like, an open room with no one in it. Thank you.
No.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
No.
Well, I was worried. I've always been worried about the hobos getting in here, but I didn't know you could just let them in.
No, they're not allowed in here.
Well, then why'd you bring it up? What do you want me to... Okay.
You wanted to help somebody, so I'm saying you should go outside and help somebody.
A warm piece of soup, a nice bed to lay on, a cold, warm shower or whatever. I can do that for a homeless.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go.
Well, you're making me uncomfortable now, so what comes around goes around, I guess.
You're saying really odd things to me.
You're bringing up the homeless. You're bringing up the homeless and then telling me not to help them, and you know that's not in my nature, okay? If you're going to bring up the homeless, I'm going to bring the homeless in. You bring them up, I bring them in. It's that simple. It's like 1 and 2 is 3 or something.
I'm more saying, like you said you wanted to help somebody. They're the type of people that need help. I'm just trying to give you advice like you asked.
I'll help them by bringing them inside, and I'll leave you alone because you started to get rude with me. Like you took some kind of an attitude for some reason, and I don't really understand it. It's not normally... I know this isn't like a flagship Hilton, but that's not normally anything that I get from any of the Hilton family. But it's like you just copped an attitude for some reason.
It's not an attitude, sir. You just were saying things about my body, and I don't know. I think that'd make most people uncomfortable.
I didn't want you to feel... I was saying not that. I was saying that I haven't seen your body. I was saying that I don't know if you're hot or not. So there's nothing sexual when I say I love you. That's all. That's the opposite.